How you doing, guys? It's Dale with the insurance with our weekly kind of quirky question. And this week, it's a question that's pretty straightforward. Many of us have kind of bumped into this, and once again, it's an extra expense. So you kind of think, well, do I really need this? Will I really use it? Am I really throwing away cash? Hopefully this gives you kind of a methodical way to tackle this question. That question is travel insurance, right? Pretty straightforward because it's not really tucked away into any other coverages that you're required to have, like auto or home insurance. You'll find that some credit cards do have this insurance, but it's painfully hard to get them to pay up for it. So it's riddled with exclusions. So I would actually say make sure if you need or are looking for travel insurance, get a separate policy. The main reasons for it: trip cancellation, whether you get sick, you get into an accident, God forbid you've got to stay from the vacation for work, but all of those things would be covered. The other major part that people typically get this insurance for is for medical expenses. When you go overseas, as you know, in the US, we've got HMOs, we've got PPOs. Are you in network, out network? Just imagine what happens when you're overseas. And something that's out of pocket that may cost $500 may balloon to $10,000 to $15,000 very, very quickly. And those expenses could add up. So if there's a chance that you are going to get hurt or may need medical attention during your trip, people often get travel insurance. So kind of the takeaways I'd say for you when you're deciding if you need this, I'd say one, you want to think about the gravity of the trip, right? So is this an anniversary, right? Is this a honeymoon? Is this something you've been preparing and saving for a long time? If so, the stakes are really high. The cost of travel insurance is literally maybe 4 to 10% of the total cost of the trip. It's well worth it. It's well worth it, just on the slim chance that you may have to cancel or something may happen, God forbid, while you're on the trip. You'll have that peace of mind with trip insurance. So the gravity of the trip, if the trip is very important, you should go ahead and get that travel insurance. The second thing I would look at is the probability of you canceling, right? So probability of you having to cancel. If there's any chance, whether it be through work, or maybe a loved one is sick and you know that may coincide with your trip, I think it's worth it just for the peace of mind, because it's not the cost is very small in relation to the benefit, because the cost 4 to 10% of the total cost of the trip. If you need to cancel, you may be out of all of the investment, the cost of the entire trip. The third aspect I would analyze is the probability of one of the people on the trip getting sick or needing medical attention while on the trip. If this is high, whether it's you're going to on a trip that's very involved and you may get hurt, you may get injured, or if there's someone who has maybe a weak stomach and they may need to go to the doctor while abroad, I would say go ahead and get that insurance. So the third one is probability of member needing medical. Sorry, this is a little long one. Need medical attention, but that would be the last one. If it's highly probable, or even say 5-10% chance, it's worth it, because once again, travel insurance is only 5 to 10% of the total cost. So those are kind of the three measures that I'd go through when, hey, should I buy travel insurance? Once again, Dale Williams each week. Send your questions, your quirky questions, to questions@einsure.com or post them on our social media sites, and we'll try to answer them. Thank you, and I'll see you next week.